Hi my lovelies, welcome to the channel. So today we've got my December TBR, and in all honesty, my TBRs so far have been kind of messy because I never stick to them. And that's probably going to be the case again today. Last month I had 8 books that I put on my TBR. Does anyone want to guess how many that we read? I'll give you a minute. It's 1, okay? So I have not been doing very well on my TBRs, and you know what? So I'm just gonna kind of give up on trying to accomplish a big like 7 or 8 book long TBR. We're gonna make it even more messy today, and we're gonna break it down into 3 categories. We're gonna have must reads. I'm gonna have 4 in that section, and that's just stuff that I would really want to read. There's a new release in here that I'm definitely going to read because I've been waiting so long for it, and I have said that in like 5 other TBRs that there's a new release coming out that I'm definitely gonna read. I'm hoping that I stick to it this time. There is a book in there that I bought it, and so if I don't read it, I'm gonna be disappointed in myself. There's another one that a special edition is coming out for it that I really want, and the pre-order closes on December 7th, so I have to read it, otherwise I won't be able to buy the book. This is me being smart, okay? And then the next one, I'm trying to read a bunch of Christmas books. I have 1 Christmas book on my TBR. If I do not read this one, it's really sad. So there's that, right? That's the first category, okay? The second category is stuff that I would really like to read. And all of these, I'm actually really impressed with this. All of these are on my TBR, like my physical TBR. I was looking through my shelves and I was like, okay, the only ones that I can think of that are must reads right now are those 4 books. Let me go through, let me see what else is on there, right? And I have been currently in a dark, like really messed up mood. I've been in an MM mood. I've been in like an arranged marriage type of mood, and I've also been in like a monster fantasy type mood. So there's those. And then the third category is books that have been on my TBRs before that I would really like to read this month. There's 5 of these. Some of these fit into a video that I'm trying to film. Others, they fit my mood and I really want to read them. So I'm putting it in its own category of shit that I should have read a long time ago that I am putting back on the TBR. So we've got quite a few to talk about today. My core TBR, I think, is only going to be 8 books, but I'm going to really try for 4 of them, maybe like 3. But yeah, so let's just get right into it, okay? The first one, this is the new release that I have been waiting months for. And if you know me, you know that I love my MM romance and I am feral for it. I love it so much. And so this book, when I found out that it was getting announced, I didn't know how to react. I am nervous about it, but I'm also so excited. And it is Always the Villain by Skylar Snow and Brie Alibu. And this one is book 6 in the Vitale Brothers series. I love the Vitale Brothers series. It is one of my 5-star series for sure. It is the last book and it follows the brother's dad, and he is an asshole in the book. So I am really wanting a really good redemption arc from him. And this book basically follows, I want to say his name is Cesare. I could be wrong there. It follows him, and then it also follows this guy, Raphael. Cesare, we see him. He is a dick in the brothers' books. He's a horrible person. You know, like there's some mafia men that are okay, you know? He is not one of them. I feel like, granted, it's been a while since I read the other books, but based on what I can remember, I think we got a little bit of good from him in the last book. And this basically, the plot of this one is it follows Cesare, and it follows this guy, Raphael. And Raphael is somebody that the brothers hire to fall in love with Cesare and kind of make him a little bit nicer. And I cannot wait for this because I love stuff like that. I also hate it though because eventually he's gonna find out that he was hired and then it's gonna be heartbreaking. But when we see Raphael actually start to fall in love with him and realize like, oh, this isn't a job for me anymore, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I'm so sad that this series is ending. It's heartbreaking for me because I love this series so much, but I cannot wait for this one. The next one is For Whom the Bell Tolls by J-Sia Lin. J-Sia? I might be wrong there. I pre-ordered it ages ago because I saw the cover and I was like, okay, this is fine, whatever. But then I saw the art, and I'll put a picture of it here if I can find it. It is so nice. And so I pre-ordered this. It's out already. My pre-order never showed up. I saw that it went on sale at Indigo, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it from there, and it's on its way right now. So I want to read it and love it, and if I hate it, then I can just return it. So I need to read it pretty quick so that I don't waste my money, okay? Because it's getting close to Christmas. I need to start being smart with my pre-orders here. But this one follows Lily, and Lily's dead. She goes to the afterlife, and, you know, it's really nice there. They have little coffee shops. There's all these spirits roaming around, and everyone's really lovely. But she finds herself really fascinated with hell And so she goes down there and she gets herself a job, and she's kind of like sorts the spirits that are going to hell into the like different levels of hell. And then while she's there, she meets this demon. He's a general, which by the way, I've been feeling military romances so much lately, but anyway, not the point. So he's a general. They become friends, and then something starts to threaten the life that they have in hell. And so Belle and Lily need to start working together, and as they're working together, the lines between friendship and lust begin to blur, and I cannot wait for this. I have heard incredible things, and also this man, he looks really fucking hot, so I'm sold. I'm very excited to read this, so I hope that I do. The next one is Between Life and Death by Jacqueline Cott, and this is the one that I want the special edition for. I will see if I can find pictures of the special edition here. I'll put them here. I'm pretty sure they're flashing here now. I'm hoping they are. This one is a fantasy book. It follows the people of Edenvale, and basically how things work there is that people who have magic are called cursed. The king is hunting all of these cursed people who have magic, and he tracks them all down, and he puts them through this cleansing ceremony that's really brutal, apparently. So the cursed are like, screw you, we're gonna fight against you. They form these rebel groups, and it starts a war with the king and his kingdom, and it's a brutal, brutal war. The FMC, her name is Sage, her brother is conscripted into the war on the king's side, and so she joins the rebels so that she can go and get her brother back. And then she meets Vaughn, who is the leader of the rebels. He takes a little bit of a liking to her, and things go from there. And so I'm very excited about this. I've heard that it's Fated Mates. It's a Hades and Persephone retelling. I don't know anything about Hades and Persephone, but I would love to read a retelling because it's one of the ones that is very well loved in the retelling space. So I'm very excited to check this one out. I've heard really good things, and it's one that I've been recommended a lot. So I'm really happy that I'm finally picking it up, or I'm hoping to finally pick it up. The next one is my Christmas book. It is the only Christmas book on my TBR. I have other Christmas books that I'm wanting to read, but this is the one that I'm putting on my TBR because it is the only dark romance book that is a Christmas book that I can find, and it's a stalker romance. That's a Christmas romance, and I'm so excited. I've just been in a dark romance mood, which does not fit the Christmas vibe at all. But I found a stalker Christmas book, so I'm so over the moon and I'm so excited. So this one is He Sees You When You're Sleeping by Alta Hensley, I think, hopefully. And this one follows Chloe, and her family all died. They were in an accident a few years ago. Chloe was in it as well, but she survived, and her family is all dead. And so she has been spending the holidays alone. But has she? Because there is this man named Jack. He was one of the first responders at her family's accident, and ever since then he has been just quietly lurking in the shadows, making sure that she's okay and just kind of guarding her and, you know, learning everything there is to know about her. And Chloe also kind of has an online persona, and she has been interacting with somebody that she's really enjoying interacting with, and then she also interacts with Jack, and they are the same person. Jack and this online person that she's been interacting with, they are the same person. I don't know anything else about it, but I have seen that it's dark, it's stalker, which I love a stalker romance, and it's a Christmas book, which I need to read. I would like to do a couple Christmas videos, so this is one that I definitely need to read because it's December. I have to put something kind of Christmassy out, so I'm gonna try for you guys. Yeah, I'm very excited about this one. I've just been in a very dark mood lately, and I'm hearing very good things about it. I'm hearing it's very dark, so I'm very excited to get myself in the Christmas spirit with a stalker romance. Anyway, those are the 4 that I need to read this month. The next ones are ones from my TBR, which I would really, really like to read. And the first one is Bad Bishop by LJ Shin. This one, I don't know how I feel about it because, okay, first off, I'll show you the art. I don't know how I feel about this one because I read part of the synopsis and I think that this sounds really good, and then I read more of it and I'm like, But basically this one follows Lila, and she has had some horrible things happen to her. She has had her innocence stolen from her, if you catch my drift, and she is pregnant. And she is a part of the Camorra. I think her father is pretty high up in the Camorra, and she is seen kind of as an embarrassment because of all of the stuff that she has been put through. And so they try to hide everything that she has endured, and they also try to sell her to the highest bidder. And the person that buys her is Tiernan. I have no idea how to pronounce that name, but I'm just gonna say Tiernan. He's a mafia prince. He's a psychopath extraordinaire. I don't know if that means that he is a psychopath or he is some kind of like psychologist that is really knowledgeable about psychopaths, but anyway, he's kind of a dick, and he buys her for all the wrong reasons. He wants the upper hand in wars and things like that, and he wants her to be a pawn in his game, hence bad bishop. But she's not willing to be a pawn. She's gonna fight back, and it goes from there. So I will say, I am very excited about this because I am a sucker for an arranged marriage trope, but I'm iffy about him because I need my MMCs to be at least a little bit redeemable or have some good qualities, and it seems like this guy is really, really bad. I don't know. I would really like to read this one. But, again, it's not in my 4 that I need to read. But it's on here, and I would really like to read it because I own it, you know? So I would like to be productive and read the books that I own. But anyway, that is that. Bad Bishop. I hope to read it, but I'm like 70% sure that I won't. Anyway, on to the next. The next one is Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. I own almost the entire series of this, and I bought it because the book comes with art in the cover. Same with Bad Bishop, that's the reason I bought it. I am a sucker for end page art, and this one follows Cal and Elena, and Cal is emotionless. He is kind of evil, he's very empty, and he is the in-house physician for the mafia, and it follows him, and it follows Elena, his boss's daughter. She has always had a little bit of a crush on Cal, and one night they share a night of passion, you know, things happen. Elena is kind of hoping that this gets him out of her system, but for Cal it has the opposite effect. It kind of like reignites him, and she becomes an obsession and a necessity to the point where he breaks up her wedding to another man, and he steals her away to an island. And so I am very excited about this one. I think it's like a 5 or 6 book series, so I'm very excited to jump into this because I've owned it for a while, so I don't want it to just sit on my TBR. I want to read them, and worst case scenario, I hate it, and then I just give them all to my friend. But this does sound really good, and I am in a very corrupt MMC mood right now, and I'm loving a dark man and a toxic relationship, so I think that this is going to be exactly what I'm feeling at the moment, and I'm like 50% sure that I will read this one. Yeah, I'm very excited about this one. I hope that I do read it, and I know it's pretty popular, so if any of you guys have read it, let me know what you thought of it, because I've heard a lot about this, but I haven't heard very much recently, so let me know if it's still a book that we love, because I would love to check it out. The next one. This one, I don't really know why I'm putting it on my TBR. I might just be doing it for the artwork. It's entirely likely, but this one is The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen. And I have been wanting to read this one for a long time, and I'm gonna show you why I bought this edition, okay? It's gorgeous, and I cannot get over it, okay? The dust jacket for the hardcover is beautiful, right? It's very nice. Are you kidding me? Look at this. It's gorgeous. I don't think I'll ever put the dust jacket back on. But anyway, this one I think is kind of falling into my mood because it's sort of arranged marriage, and I think it's going to be darker because she wants to kill him. Basically, this follows Laura. She is a warrior princess. We love a badass FMC in this household. She has been taught all of her life that the king of the Bridge Kingdom is her mortal enemy. And so that is what she has grown up knowing, and that is what she has been training for. She hears that he is in need of a bride. She offers herself up, and he accepts. They get married, and her plan is that she is going to be the one to bring him to his knees and to kill him and to save the world by taking down this king. But as she's there, she starts realizing that her kingdom might actually be the big bad that she should have been fighting, and that he is actually not so bad. So the lines between them very quickly start to blur, and she is starting to fall for her husband that she has been trained and told to hate her entire life. So I am very excited about this one. I'm gonna say I think it's quite unlikely that I will read it, but every time I look at this cover, like, look at it, bro. Every time I look at it, I want to pick it up. So if I just stare at it, I think I'll pick it up pretty well immediately. So that's where I'm at. I've heard really good things about it, but am I gonna read it? Probably not, but I wanted to put it on my TBR because look at it. It's gorgeous and I want to read it. But right now, probably not. Maybe not, but I'm gonna try. The next one that I want to read. This one I think I'm putting on my TBR. I don't really know why. If I say why I think I am, it's not gonna sound very good. Basically, I read Mate and I really liked the heat aspect And so I saw this one. It's kind of like the male version of that, and it's Full Moon Rising by Ruby Dixon. This one follows Aspeth and Hawk, and basically they live in a world with magical artifacts, and he's a minotaur, and so it's a fantasy world. And her father gambles away all of their artifacts, and this is like their currency kind of, or let me double check. I think he's the holder of all of the artifacts, and he has gambled all of them away. So what she wants to do is she wants to join this like artifact guild, but the problem is that she's a woman. She's not allowed to join the guild unless she has a chaperone. Enter Hawk. He is in need of a wife and a partner to help him through his rut. And so they enter into an agreement where she'll help him with that, and he'll be her chaperone. And then they start to fall in love. So yeah, I love Ruby Dixon. I have read all 3 Ice Planet Barbarians series, and I've loved them, except a few books in that series. But overall, I really like Ruby Dixon's writing. She is an author that writes very fun books with like the perfect amount of depth that you start to care about the couple and you get invested, but you don't get your heart torn out or anything. You just follow along for a good fun ride that you still care about. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited about this, and that's all I need to say really. I'm just wanting like a fun Minotaur book. So that's that one. On to the next, okay? The next section we are going to, these are the books that have been on my TBR before that I would like to read again. So these ones, I'm not going to go too into the plot summary for them. I'll give a little bit, like maybe trope summaries kind of, but I'm not going to go full synopses for these, okay? First one is The Defender. I was supposed to read this last month, or maybe even at the end of October. Whenever this came out, I was supposed to read it. I did not read it. I'm wanting to film a continue series. I'm in the middle of a video, and I want this to be in it. And also, it's roommates, it's Coach's daughter, and sister's best friend, I think, or best friend's brother. That's what I'm looking for. Anyway, yeah, so I am very excited about this one. I really liked The Striker. I found that it was a bit long, so I am kind of worried about the length of this one since it's 450 pages. And I also haven't heard anything about this one, I'm realizing. I have not heard a single word about this book, but I am very excited to read it because I remember really liking Vincent in The Striker, so I'm curious about his book. And also, I just love a roommate's romance. The tension, the yearning in a roommate's romance is unparalleled. It's so good. So I'm very excited about this one. Will I read it? I really hope so, and I'm gonna try really hard. But I'm also craving some like really messed up books right now, and this doesn't fit in that category. So we're gonna try, but I'm also being realistic and acknowledging that this is probably not gonna get read, but I'm gonna try. That's all this video is, basically me hoping that I hold myself accountable and actually read when I'm supposed to and read stuff off my TBR instead of just getting books that I find on Kindle Unlimited. Let's try. We're gonna try. I would like to read at least one of the books that I own this month, please. Anyway, on to the next. The next one is Leave Me Behind by K.M. Morinova. This one is a military romance, and I want a military romance. I watched Boots. I loved it, and so I want to read this mainly for that. And also, my friend Maurice, we have a plan that we're going to read this, and then we're also going to read the other 2 books in this kind of universe. I think it's in the same universe. We want to read this one, Your Knife My Heart, and then Your Blade My Back, something like that. I can't remember what the other one's called, but we want to read this one first, because I think you're supposed to. But basically, this one follows Nell, and then she hooks up with a guy when she gets sent to the military. She was on a military team. The entire team died, I think. Yeah, her entire team died, and then she gets moved to another squad, and this squad all hates her because they blame their casualty on her squad. And then she hooks up with a guy when she gets to the base, and then finds out the next day that that guy that she hooked up with is her new boss and her new squad leader. And he hates her, and he treats her like garbage, and I should not be getting excited about that. But there's just something wrong with me. You know what? I'm just craving some really messed up stuff right now. So that's where we're at right now. I'm just wanting dark books, and so I do think I will read this one, but who knows? Anyway, on to the next. I don't know if I've mentioned this one before. I feel like I have, but I'm not sure. But this is Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. This one, I have the special edition, by the way, I don't know if there's anything on the inside. Hold on, let me see. It's just these are the end papers, but it has a reverse jacket, which I really like. I might switch it to that, honestly. I don't know. But anyway, this one, it's a demon romance. Like I said, I'm craving... Is it signed? Oh, I think it's a print and signature. I haven't opened this. This one follows Ray and Leon, and she's a magician, and she accidentally summons a demon. And this demon, I think he kills witches. So when he gets summoned by her, he's like, I'm gonna kill her. But then he sees her and he becomes obsessed with her and he starts stalking her. And she kills ghosts, and I think she's being targeted by something else. And her only saving grace is Leon, the demon that is hunting her. And he is stalking her because he wants her, he wants to possess her, and he wants her soul. So again, like I said, I'm craving some dark stuff this month, and I am really into stalking romances right now, which is really, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think there is something wrong, because like the stuff that I'm craving, I don't think it's necessarily normal to read the stuff that I'm reading right now and just be like, oh yeah, that's so great, not toxic at all, let me have more of it. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm wanting dark books. On to the next. The next one is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. I don't know when I put it on my TBR. I think it was last month or the month before I put it on my TBR. Oh, I put it on my TBR in October and I didn't read it. This was my one that I was like, yeah, I need to read this one. Didn't read it. So I would like to read it again. This one, I think, ooh, hello. Basically, it's if Wendy fell in love with Captain Hook. So I'm sold. He is enemies with, I want to say, Peter Pan. And Pan's daughter is Wendy, or he's enemies with somebody and their daughter is Wendy, and so he is like, let me screw over my enemy by banging his daughter, and then they start to fall in love. I'm pretty sure he's a really bad person, and I'm kind of here for it. So again, like, what is wrong with me right now? But we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna follow where this is taking me, right? Something's going on upstairs right now. Like, I'm wanting some weird stuff and I need to calm down. Maybe I should just read like The Defender or something just to get myself back to sanity. But anyway, next one is The Book of Asriel by Amber V. Nicole. I think I have talked about this one, but I'm not sure. I think I did. I think it was on one of my first TBRs. I just got the special edition of it and I bought it just for this art because it is so cool. But then also, hold on. There's also this one. This is Sam Keel, I think. I don't know his name. I don't really know what this is about. Oh yeah, so this one follows Diana, and she gives up her life. She serves this god or this demon to save her sister's life, and so she starts serving him, and then she goes after this artifact, and she meets Sam Keel. And he is somebody that she's been taught her whole life, and also by this god that she is serving, that he is an asshole. You gotta stay clear of him. You also gotta kill him if you see him. Like, he is the worst of the worst. But then something happens, and the artifact that she is after, Sam Keel is also after, and something makes them work together. And that's where this book goes. And apparently he is a pretty awesome MMC, so I'm very excited to read this. I think it's Fated Mates, apparently. So I have been loving Fated Mates romances right now. I love a Fated Mates romance any day of the week. I've always loved a Fated Mates romance. It's a trope that I will never get sick of, no matter how many times I read it. A book where the MMC or the FMC, it's almost always the MMC, but they're like, I have been searching for you for eons, and you complete my soul, and like, they're just gone for her. I love books like that, but I think that this is one. I'm very excited about this. I've also heard incredible things, so I definitely want to pick it up, but something is stopping me for some reason. So I'm going to put it on the TBR again and hope that I get my shit together and read it. So that's the goal. And then this was supposed to be the end, but I would like to continue the Game Changer series by Rachel Reed. I read Game Changer and I read Heated Rivalry. Heated Rivalry was everything, by the way. It was so good, and then I watched the TV show and immediately wanted to watch it again. So I would like to keep going with that series because I am frothing at the mouth for the long game. I want to read it so badly, but I have been told that you get a lot of Ilya in the next book, which I cannot remember the name of. I'll put it here. You get a lot of Ilya in this book, and so I'm going to read it reluctantly. But yeah, I think that would be very good. But yeah, that's the TBR so far. Let me put this together so that I can hold it up and show you. This TBR was kind of a mess, so I appreciate you coming along with me for it. I don't really have high expectations for my reading this month. I read quite a lot in November. I think I read 10 or 11 books. I think I read 10 books. And so I know that I'm in a reading mood. I'm in a crazy reading mood right now. But Am I in a stick to my TBR reading mood? Probably not. This is a really big, ambitious TBR. I know that I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to put it all on here because most of it, I know that I'm not going to read. But I'm putting it on here because I am excited about all of these books, and these are all books that I do think that I will really love. And so I wanted to share them with you, share where my mind has been going, the million different directions that it's been bouncing back and forth between. But yeah, that's where we are for this month. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found a book that you're excited for. If you've read any of these books, if you've loved any of these books, if you've hated any of these books, let me know down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about them, because 9 times out of 10, I have no idea where to start with any of the books that I choose. So if you guys can guide me, I would love you very much, and I would appreciate you very much, because I've heard really good things about all of these books, I think, but in all honesty, I'll probably forget about most of them in about 5 minutes. So if you've loved any of them, please let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for staying till the end if you have, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, my lovelies.